What up, fam? It's your boy Sniz, and we're here with a new show for you, the NFL Pick'em Show. And we have a free contest over at Who-Bangin. Okay? If you want to find out how to get in, hit me or DJ up. But let's go. Let's get right into this NFL Pick'em Show. It's no spreads, just straight up pick'ems. We're going to go all the way through the regular season, and there'll be prizes to be won and clout to be won, bragging rights over here at the Who-Bangin Pick'em contest. So come have some fun every Tuesday before the live sweat. It's your boy Sniz, and we got like a rough run through today, but we're going to fucking do our best to bring you some winners this week. But without further ado, I got a special guest that I'm really happy to be working with, and it's going to be a fun run this NFL season. Our guy over at Who-Bangin, Mr. Damon Santor. What up, Damon?
So good to be here. Good to finally get to see your face live, always in the chats. You know, it's been a long time. Can't wait to get through this NFL season. You know, let's do this shit, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I love you're rocking the Vic.
Oh yeah. You got
Mike Vic, baby.
Sometimes you gotta throw the business. This is the business manner,
Let's
business
go.
Get handled.
Hell yeah, let's go, buddy. All right, so jumping right into it. We got the Lions are going to be coming into Arrowhead on Thursday night. All right, and the Chiefs are a 5-point favorite, according to ESPN right now. And this is your Thursday night special. Lions versus Chiefs. Obviously, the Chiefs are looking to go back-to-back Super Bowl champs. And the Lions have a lot of hype around them this offseason. They got some nice pieces brought in and whatnot. But on a Thursday night, with all eyes on them, can the Lions, as a straight up, this is pick 'em purposes, straight up, I only have the line down there for you to know who the favorite is and by how much. That could help you in your pick 'em process. But Damon, do you think the hype is real? And do you think the Chiefs are going to be able to, make another real run for the Super Bowl again?
So I am the biggest Dan Campbell supporter. You will find one of them. Dude, that man, give me all the Dan Campbell. I will run through a wall. I don't even know him. Like, he cares about – there's something to that. They have veterans and they have stars enough to where they don't need a coach that's – I don't think they need the type of coach who's a genius, personally. With Goff at quarterback, he's got enough experience. He's not the best, but he's got experience running deep. And don't forget, their last game last year, even though they didn't make the playoffs, they beat Green Bay in Lambeau to knock Green Bay out. So they are tested in primetime games with a deeper roster, arguably. It's going to be a tough game this week, but with the Kelsey news, it's going to be – I can't wait. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Especially with the Kelsey news, along with, Chris Jones, they haven't reached an agreement there with his contract. So that's gonna be a tough task along for KC. And I go ahead into your KC thoughts.
I was just gonna say, for their season-long outlook too. No one's repeated Super Bowl champ since I think the Patriots. I mean, it's been a long time, So they do have an uphill challenge. That's for sure.
But that's for sure. As far as this game goes, with the Kelsey news, man, on top of Chris Jones, so you're really asking a real lot, but the home field advantage is a real thing in Arrowhead. I've been there for a Browns game, and it was the loudest stadium I've ever been in. Not that I've been in all of them or even half of them, but it was a different type of sound. If you've never experienced it, it's really hard to describe, but it was a real thing there. On top of that, Mahomes has not lost at home in Arrowhead to an NFC team yet. He's 9-0, and that's straight up. And week 1, they haven't lost since 2013. The Chiefs, that is, in week 1 alone. So, and unless I'm getting that wrong, it might have been at home, but in week 1,
they've been a unit. I'm not sure the exact. They've been a unit though.
But they haven't lost with Pat Mahomes either, and this is going before Pat Mahomes. So the Arrowhead Stadium effect is a real thing. Chris Jones holdout's a big thing. Dan Campbell doesn't seem to start too well with his teams, but this is kind of like a whole new team. But they do finish strong. I'll give them that. And Gibbs, I believe, is their running back they drafted, is a possible Rookie of the Year candidate. The Chiefs also let Orlando Brown go, and they cut Frank Clark, and they went offensive. They had a couple draft picks there where they went to address that Orlando Brown situation.
Yeah. There we go.
So my pick for this game is undecided at this moment with the Kelsey news. I will post my pick and plays each week, before Thursdays, at least what I'm on for that day. And but I definitely lean to the Chiefs. But I believe you have some other stuff you'd like to touch on with the Lions and maybe a running back that they're not talking about.
So David Montgomery just got signed. They, yes, they got Gibbs, but Gibbs was never an inside runner in college. So a prop I'm looking at is Montgomery's over receiving yards at 12.5. I think he's going to get looks. I think that him and Gibbs will be on the field at the same time. He's a better receiver than Jamal Williams. He's not the same player. I just see him at least getting 3 catches, and 12.5 yards is not – I think it's doable. Last year he did it, I believe, 9 out of 16 times. I'm not positive on that, but I think – and that's with Fields, who did not throw for many yards. So, yeah, I like over 12.5. It's minus 115, but I didn't mind the juice there.
Yeah, that ain't that juicy. I mean, if we're talking maybe 140, yeah, but we're just asking 12.5 from a very capable back that can shed tackles, and he's kind of been slept on. Chicago was really high on him when they drafted him, and just something didn't seem to work out there. But that's a fucking top-notch play, and I really wanted you to shout that one out. But make sure to tune in. Plug yourself right here.
Yeah, DFS tomorrow, me and my buddy Jared, the Hebrew Hammer, we will be doing just DFS lineups live. You can join, you can help us, you could go over stuff. We're going to be going over just player news, anything, and we're going to be going over some things for the Thursday night game, like just props and looks, first time touchdowns potentially. And we'd love to have you there and give us your feedback and help us create lineups and make that money together.
Hell yeah. Shout out to the chat too. Nasty Nate. What up though, Hunk? David Staruch. David Staruch. I say it like that. I don't know why. Probably because he gets a lot of cooch. But Chris Jones to the Browns. That'd be a lot of fun, my friend. That would be a lot of fun for the Browns
Who they
fans,
trading?
except for. Oh yeah, exactly. But and then here's my buddy John. I had to get the homie. I tried to get the homies in here, so we got a homie in here. And I said, the least my friends could do is come in and hit the like. So much love, John. All right, and I will buy you a beer next time I see you, my friend. Just for that, I had to give you shit before that. Oh, David Staruch is Manos. Oh, what up, Manos?
Oh man, squad's here.
Dave Starch. Okay. Okay, yeah. So we got two of the homies in here. Much love. Shout out to Manos. Yes, Manos. That would be a hell of a thing. But let's keep this train rolling. So I lean to the Chiefs for the pick'em. Like I said, they haven't lost in week 1 since 2013, so 2014 and beyond. And Pat Mahomes at home is 9-0 against NFC teams. So, but one thing betting wise, maybe look for the Lions team total over. This game could go over, but we're not here for that. We're here for pick'ems. So let's keep it going.
That's right.
Next game we got on the docket. The Jags are -5 versus the Colts. Oh shit. Yep. So the Jaguars come into Indianapolis this Sunday afternoon. Can Trevor Lawrence become the next great is the main question, right? Can Trevor Lawrence overcome that? Can the Colts, how are they going to look without Jonathan Taylor and the bullshit that's been going on with him in the offseason? There's a couple questions there. Me personally, I believe in the Jags here. But you don't want to You don't want to sleep on the Colts and their defense, and because that's been a stout group for a while, but not saying that it's going to be this year. The Jags, we know offensively they've added some nice weapons for Trevor Lawrence, and ETN is going to be like full go, which is great. That was Lawrence's main guy in the backfield throughout college. So my look here would be Jags, mostly because I like the way they ended the season, and I believe in Trevor Lawrence, and along with all the bullshit that's been going on with the Colts. Not saying that they won't be ready for week 1, but I think the Jags get this one done in a pick'em situation and win outright. Or -5. That's for another show. What do you think about this matchup here? And who you leaning to, or who you going to lock in, Damon?
I think for a pick contest, there's only one way to go. The line is fishy with -5, but you have to go
sunshine.
Yeah. I mean, the line's fishy, but I don't see the Colts could put it together. We'll see. I mean, but there's so much unknowns with the Colts. It's a little tough to back them. It's just, the one team's on the rise, one team's on the fall.
I agree with that statement right there.
That's it. I mean, there's really not much extra to put into this one other than one of these teams has completely bundled their talent year after year. The other team has built a good roster. Finally.
What up, wine time? What up, homie? How you doing? Oh, you hammered the Lions +6. Okay. I take that.
Yeah.
as you got the Kelsey news. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Who-Bangin Sports Talk says hello. Let's go. AKA Damon.
Yeah. What,
Any one of us. It
that was
don't
under
matter.
my name.
But as far as the weapons on offense that the Jags added in the wide receiver room, what do you think about that?
I'm excited to see Ridley, honestly.
Right?
He's gotten so much hype, so it'll be hard for him to live up to it, especially with how many weapons they have. They drafted another running back in the second round. They're going to spread the ball around. Ridley's going to have a good year, but I don't know if he's going to have the Atlanta Falcons numbers he was putting up. I am excited, though. So I think that, Lawrence still has Zay Jones and Kirk. I mean, they good connection with both of them. Another year with Ingram. I think that they can only go up from last year.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? They were a pretty stout defense last year as well. It didn't show all the time, but that's something they could build on. As soon as they got rid of the whole Urban Meyer bullshit, the Jags seemed to come together as a core, and I do believe Trevor Lawrence is a true leader, and the Jags should be a team that we don't take lightly. We don't take lightly, and neither should any other team on a Sunday. Yep, I'm excited too. Any final thoughts on that one?
No, it's just they have expectations. When you're a team with no expectations, it's easy to perform. So they have the path to the division. They have all these things. If they get knocked in the mouth, how are they going to respond? Or are they going to cruise and go 13? Like, they have such a high ceiling, and potentially they're going to be a fun team.
So I'm going to make a little note here. Jags team total. I don't know what it is for the win, but I'm going to make a little note here and maybe even look at them to possible division winners. So that's just a little note for myself while we're discussing football here. And I love talking football. Honestly, boys, it's been a rough summer. It's been a rough year for me. But like I said, we're going to close this year out in a spectacular way. And there's going to be big things coming. Yep, Lawrence is a leader, and he is out for blood. And I like the fact that he is kind of like in the shadow of a lot of guys, because there is so many damn good quarterbacks out there, especially in the AFC.
Yep.
AFC North, especially, like, fuck. But we'll get there. So, on to our next game. I'm loving this. We're already almost 20 minutes in, and we've talked only 2 games. This is great. I love talking football. We'll get through it. We'll definitely get through it. But this is fun. So, the next game, we got the Buccos going to visit up there at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minnesota is the 6-point favorite. I marked that wrong. That's my bad. They are the 6-point favorite, and you know what? So let's talk about this a little bit. Justin Jefferson, hell of a player, rookie of the year candidate. I believe Herbert won it that year, but I mean, he broke Randy Moss's records. I'm wearing the same jersey too, so that's pretty special there. And we got Dalvin Cook. He's gone. So some Dalvin Cook being gone, that I believe is who's their starting running back? Madison? No, he used to be theirs.
Yeah, it's Madison.
Oh no, it is.
No,
okay. So this gives Madison, a guy that they believed in a while ago, a real chance to shine now. And he's a speedster. He can catch the ball. You got that over there. But you still got Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins, to me, is an average quarterback, especially when it comes to prime time. He's below average. But he's also, I believe, a good leader. And he's not horrible. I would say he's maybe in the top 12 quarterback, but somewhere in between like 8 to 12.
Yep.
And then on the Bucs side of the ball, I mean, you're asking for a lot to replace Brady, but then especially it's a tall task for a short guy who I know too well, Mr. Baker Mayfield at the helms. But I do believe the Bucs, are not a team to sleep on just because Baker's a gamer. I can tell you that much. He is a rah-rah guy. He is a good team player, but he does have a tall task on his shoulders. If I was to lean one way for this one, I'm going to actually – let's go. So we got 2 official picks. Now, pick'ems, I'm taking Jags. And I'm going to take the Vikings here. I believe Justin Jefferson and the squad over there in Minnesota. And I think that they'll get it done, even though I do think we should not sleep on the Buccos. What do you think, Damon, of all the offseason moves and this game?
I think you're right. And the Kirk Cousins thing is dead on. I don't have a player that I went from thinking was more unlikable to more likable in the span of over like 3 years. The players love him. He's wearing jewelry. They love him, dude. He's corny, but he buys into it. And that's what you want. You can. My biggest knock on people like Carson Wentz, you have to want to play for your quarterback, and that will go a long way. Kirk is hilarious, and I made a QB rankings list just messing around, and Kirk falls right in that 10 to 12 range. Better than Dak Prescott, but not as good as Tua. He's right in there. It's weird, but. Yeah, this game, Tampa, I agree with exactly what you said on Tampa, too. They still have talent on their roster. Gage did go down, but they still have Evans. They still have Godwin. Baker's not the worst, but they're going to be in games. They're healthy on defense finally. They still have Vita Vea. They still have the 2 linebackers, White and Levante David. Their secondary is healthy. So I think that – are they the Super Bowl defense that – performed against the Chiefs? No, but they'll be in games. They'll battle. But I'm with you on the Vikings. That's until the Bucs show me. I expect a shootout, though. I do.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a defensive touchdown in this game.
Definitely.
I would not be surprised. But let's not sleep on Baker. But let's not, go from where he was having commercials.
Hey.
Tom Brady's rings and shit.
He's still sleeping in the stadium, right?
Yeah.
Still sleeping there?
Brown Stadium. First Energy, baby. Or no, it's back to Cleveland Brown Stadium. Yes, let's go.
Dude, those were great. Me and my buddy used to always joke, when you see a dude start doing commercials, it's, oh, no. When you start seeing Kelsey in commercials. Dude, it's
well, and we also hated Baker for a while here too, because Oklahoma, Ohio State, and then he planted the flag, in the middle of the O. But the dude does have moxie about him. He is a leader. I don't think he could get the guys. I don't think he had the full locker room in Cleveland, and there was a lot of moving pieces. It wasn't Barry's guy. And he looked like Baker when he went to the Rams, but he he can show you that he can put up a couple. I mean, he can be a Kirk Cousins. He could, or he could just be thrown off his back foot, hoping a prayer type shit.
Into double coverage.
But when you got Mike Evans up there, Chris Godwin, you got good players around them, but it's Vikings for me.
Yeah.
So on to the next one. That will be the Titans versus the Saints. The Titans are a 3-point dog. And you know what? I don't know if they should be. But I think that strictly comes down to when you're seeing that around that 3 number, you're looking at the home field, right? So home field should necessarily kind of gives you what, a 2.5, 3-point edge. So basically, this is a pick 'em here. Obviously, we know what Derrick Henry can do, for the Titans. Vrabel, I got love for Vrabel as a Buckeye. I think he's a good football mind. I don't know if he necessarily should be the head coach much longer. I don't know. But I do love Vrabel, and he, got coached under Belichick. Let's see. What else can we highlight about the Titans? I like the rookie tight end they got. He should be pretty nice there. The Saints, obviously, Kamara's not going to be playing for the first, I believe, 3 games. And Mike Thomas, what a disappointment that's kind of been after being like he could have been the guy for a while. The Saints, fuck, man, this is a tough one to pick for me, honestly. I don't really have a pick yet. Maybe you can give me a little more insight on these 2 teams, and that might stray me or the people one way or another.
So I like Vrabel a lot. He had them at 9-2 last year to start the season, and they ended up having to use Malik Willis. And I don't know if that's his guy or not if they draft him, but they almost beat the Chiefs with Malik Willis last year. I mean, he does some pretty good coaching jobs. And if this game was flipped, I think it's Titans you pick, So you have to think, do the Saints perform at home enough to get this? The Titans, I don't know. They've lost a lot on defense, but with the addition of Hopkins.
Oh, yeah, they got Nuke. How did I forget that?
I think Burks is back. I don't mind Tannehill. I think he's
I love Tannehill.
He's not going to light.
As for who he is.
Exactly. And honestly, I'm not a huge Derek Carr believer right now. I'm not saying Titans are the pick, but this one is closer than people think. Like you said, I think Saints won the South. Is that what everyone's already saying? And yeah, their schedule's easy, but I don't know if they start with adversity.
This game ain't easy to me.
No, it's closer than it's a tough one. I originally had Saints written down, but I might go.
You know what? I'm going Titans. You just swayed me. And it is a Vrabel effect. It is. I do think he will have them ready. Derek Carr, I totally forgot about that too. How the hell I could forget about that? But Derek Carr, it's gonna be an adjustment for the Saints. And basically at a pick 'em at home, like betting wise, I'm gonna take that +3, and I would even use that in a teaser or tease it down the other way, or take an alt line with the Titans to maybe -2.5. So if they win by a field goal, you're still getting like a +175 or something. So that's a note I want to make. Titans. That could be an upset alert there. Not that it would be like some huge upset, but it is the underdog winning. So Titans. I'm going to make a little note there. We're going to dive into that some more. But that'll be my pick. So far, I got Jags, Vikings, Titans. I'm in the air on the Chiefs, Lions, just because the Kelsey news, and we'll have to work through that. Shout out to everybody that's coming through in the chat, watching the videos. Much love. Make sure to drop some questions or anything you got, especially while we got Damon here. Like he's our NFL guy, you know. I'm just kind of fucking pressing the buttons and leading the way. I could tell you more about some other teams than a lot more, but you know, Damon's well-rounded all the way around. And make sure to tune in to his DFS show tomorrow with who is that again?
Jared, the Hebrew Hammer.
Yeah, Hebrew Hammer. Yes. Tomorrow night at what time?
5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern.
Beautiful. Let's go. Who-Bangin? We'll take a little break on that note. Bada bing, bada boom. Hell yeah. All right, next game up. 49ers are 2.5-point favorite versus the Steelers. And this is a very intriguing game to me. The Steelers are at home. San Fran's got question marks at QB. I believe this is a year that we see, you know, Pickett take a step forward. We got George Kittle questionable. Jake Moody, the place kicker, questionable for the San Francisco 49ers. That's a great note. Hey, you never know, man. So who's going to be their starting QB? Is it going to be Darnold? Is it going to be?
No, it's Purdy.
Yeah, it better be Purdy, because Purdy ended the year pretty nice, right? Pretty Purdy.
Yeah.
You know, he led his team to playoff victory. Then, you know, sometimes as a rookie going into, not a rookie, but like being new to everything, that stage can get a little big, and that's what happened. But you know what? He took them as far as he could, and that was pretty damn good. So he showed good signs there. You got all sorts of weapons still with Devo, CMC, Ayuk. What's going on with Nick Bosa?
I just saw that he was holding out. Honestly, I wasn't too up to date on that. With the Niners, like you said, the QB situation's been more upfront news. I had no idea that. I mean, that's a big loss. He is a.
Yeah, and that could happen. Like, that's as big as, I feel like they're talking about Chris Jones more than the Nick Bosa stuff.
Yeah, it's for sure going under the radar.
Which is pretty crazy. But I do believe in a Shanahan team, and I really like, personally, the Steelers maybe in a teaser spot here, putting some extra points on them. I don't think the 49ers just come in and it's some breezy fucking walkthrough. You got a healthy defense, and that defense is always ready to go, especially under Mike Tomlin with the Steelers. And you got a lot of playmakers over there too with Deontay Johnson, obviously Najee, but somebody that's being slept on, in my opinion, is Jaylen Warren, who, is a great pass catcher and could be used in many different ways. So the Steelers defense, and obviously the question mark is, can their quarterback take the next step? But that's the same question with the 49ers. In a pick'em situation here, if that was a neutral site, you're looking at the Niners at more of a -5, -6. So we'll see. Let's see what the Chad or Damon has to say leading into this. What do you like about the 49ers, what they did this offseason, the Steelers, and this matchup?
The Steelers have done so much this preseason to get a lot of hype behind them. They've become everyone's darling, it seems like, how Pickett performed in the preseason. Like you said, will he be able to do it in the season? I'm not sure. They are built to perform. Their defense, like you said, is healthy, and they have some players on their defense. Fitzpatrick, Watt, I think Devin Bush. I got to look at the depth chart to fully remember, but they're good, and they're building a culture there. Joey Porter Jr., they just drafted, they're just trying to build a culture there again. And in that division with the offenses how they are, you're going to have to start swinging a little bit and letting them know that they can't just high fly, You got to – I feel like this game's going to be a battle. Oh, they got Highsmith. Yep, okay. Yep. Yeah, so this game's going to be a battle. I like the under, actually. I just wrote a note on it. I'm going to look at it. I don't really have a pick in this one.
Yeah, no, I'm going to jot that down too, because you're going to have two top-notch defenses going at it.
Well, I think, yeah.
And question marks at QB, which helps with the under. So go ahead.
No, Purdy, his health with his arm is what's going to really matter. He was recovered, I think, from UCL surgery, and I don't know how that's going to affect him with throwing the football. So that's the one that really you have to hold. But it sounds like Darnold's capable. So this one's tough. This is one of those games where you can't be faulted for picking either side. I personally lean San Francisco until I see more from Pitt. San Francisco's just a unit, and I think that until I'm proven wrong, or not wrong, not until I'm not proven wrong, but until I see it, I just got to go San Francisco with the straight pick on this one.
Yeah, I'm going 49ers as well for the pick 'em, but I do like the Steelers in a teaser situation there, getting some extra points, and obviously we always like to try to find live lines whenever we can get them, to where anything that'll help. It doesn't always go your way. Say you could have got a better number pregame. Oh well, but I think this is going to be a tight game to where we might be able to get the Steelers at a decent number, and they'll stay within it, even though the 49ers go on the road and get one from my hated Steelers. So on to the next one. Yeah, 49ers official pick there. Let's go to Washington, actually, with the Arizona Cardinals playing the Commanders. The Commanders are a 7-point favorite here, and I think that's fair with Kyler Murray and all that going on. Cardinals, I haven't followed them too much this offseason. I'm not a huge Cardinals fan in general. So when they're playing, I normally both these teams. These are kind of teams I really stay away from. As far as the pick 'em, I do believe that the Commanders can get her done. I like what they got going on with weapons on offense. This could be – and you got, the Commanders' defense. Let's not forget about that. The Commanders' defense is pretty nasty. Let's not forget about Chase Young. Hello. and Montez Sweat and fucking, they got all sorts of playmakers over there on the defensive side of the ball, along with the offensive side. The Cardinals, they're kind of mediocre to me. Kyler Murray's kind of mediocre to me. Him and Baker kind of fall into that role to where they, same kind of mold for myself, that I think they're kind of the same type of player. You can get really good games out of them. You can get average games out of them. I do think Kyler's, a couple steps above Baker, but, both Heisman Trophy winners. And I think they're pretty good leaders. But here, my official pick will be Washington. They're at home. I like the line on both sides of the ball. Got two capable running backs. Dotson over there is a real nice piece with McLaurin. And like I said, that defensive line on top of the linebacker, the linebackers they got. I'm Commanders. And I do believe they drafted a pretty decent cornerback, or he might not be cornerback, but DB. So that's my little take on that game. Like I said, I don't know too much about these boys, and we'll see week one because I will be watching all this. But Damon, what do you think about all the moves and this matchup in general?
I'm really high on the Commanders for their outlook. I will have a Super Bowl future on them at 80-1. I will have an NFC future on them because the NFC is weak. I don't think they win the division. They're going to have to do it through the wild card. But I will have those two tickets. I just see value on them. The one thing, Chase Young is hurt. He's still not – he's going to see another doctor or something.
Oh, really?
That's a big piece. Montez Sweat, though, the dude runs faster than most receivers. It's insane. That dude goes flying down the field.
And he's huge.
He says, yep. I know a lot of people are down on Ron Rivera, but he did lead a Panthers team to a Super Bowl. He can do it. Hal is obviously a big question mark. Seeing what Hal can do, but can they maybe throw some magic together? We'll see. Without their owner, they have no owner anymore.
Right.
Everyone hated the owner. That's a big thing with the new offensive. There's a lot of positive things going in that direction. And Commanders are an easy pick for this game because the Cardinals are the complete opposite. They're punting for the season and probably going for the first pick.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better right there. Damon, I'm going to give you the floor for a second here. Because I'm about to piss myself, honestly. But
throw the next game up.
But I would like you to obviously do your little plug again and maybe share, whatever you feel like sharing, a play or three.
Oh yeah. Well, my name's Damon Santori. I will be doing a DFS show on Wednesdays called DFS Champs. It'll be at 5:30 p.m., 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. I'm not used to doing Eastern time. We're just going to go over lineups and just give ideas and bullshit, try and figure lineups out together, all years to suggestions. And if you're new to it, show you the basics and go over just little ideas and thoughts. We're a community. We're here to help each other grow, and we'll build some winners together. This week, let me see. What is my favorite play? There's some lines that don't make sense, but let me find a play that I have. All right. It's first half, -6.5. They should blow Houston out with their rookie quarterback. I don't know why that line's not bigger than 7. If they're not up more than 7 in the first half, I don't know. It's not going to look good for us. And the Ravens should roll that game. I don't know if Houston comes back late, so that's why you take first half 6.5.
Hell yeah. Thank you for holding that down. Oh man, that and that's part of doing a live show. And the point of doing a live show is to interact with the people. So if y'all got any questions, any whatever, any insight, please put it in the chat. It's an interactive thing here. Let's get it going. But it's also rewatchable. So hell yeah. Okay. I see. All right, let's keep it rolling. We got the Texans versus the Ravens, and the Ravens are 10-point favorites. This is easy pick for me, and since we got to keep things moving, I really like what the Ravens did in the offseason by bringing in by bringing in OBJ, drafting Flowers. They gave extra weapons, even though OBJ is a little older and whatever. I really like that they did that. As far as the Texans, obviously they have potential rookies of the year on offense and defense. For both sides of the ball. I think they killed the draft. I do love Stroud, but they do have to, have some pieces around these boys. But for my pick, this is an easy pick here. It's the Ravens. Come on. I love what the future holds for the Texans, and Houston's a cool ass city, and I got to go to that stadium, and I hope one day it's packed again, like when they had Andre Johnson and the
glory days.
Yeah, the good old glory days. But this is an easy one for me. Ravens, mark it down. Let's keep it moving. What do you think, Mr. Damon?
Yeah, no, this one's easy. They have a new offensive coordinator on the Ravens. They're supposed to throw the ball more. The Texans, I think, are going to be one of those teams that they're going to be in games with DeMeco Ryans as the head coach. I think they're going to build an identity of, grinding it out. DeMeco Ryans is going to have them really, it's a complete different vibe. I think that they're optimistic for the first time in a couple years. When your owner trades D-Hop for nothing and it's like, well, what? Then you don't feel good. And I think that they're finally – all this to be said, the Ravens are an easy pick. When you were gone, I was saying Ravens first half -6.5 is a bet I like. I think Ravens roll.
This game's almost too easy. It's almost too easy.
That's what's scary, right? The NFL, whenever anything's too easy, dude, it's scary.
But I'm right there with you. It's like it's a bet that needs to be placed, but it needs to stay within, like 1 or 2 units. Don't be putting your fucking house on it.
Yeah.
All right. The last 1 o'clock game, and we're going to keep rifling through these. We got the Bengals at a 2.5-point favorite versus my beloved Brownies.
You got this one. Let's hear
it. Well, we got a full offseason with Deshaun Watson. We added Zadarius Smith, which I think is going to be a huge piece for this defense. Along with Jim Schwartz is going to be, I think he is going to be the reason why we take another step forward. Obviously, the guys on the field, but we had similar guys on the field and couldn't do it before. But I think Jim Schwartz is going to have us primed and ready. Obviously, I'm sounding a little like a homer here, but we do have question marks around Denzel Ward for playing this game. We also have question marks around Joe Burrow, though. How healthy is Joe? I think Joe's going to be just fine, honestly.
I
And
do too.
this could be a spot where if Denzel Ward ain't in there, I mean, if anything, this should be a shootout. This should be a classic shootout, 1:00 shootout, where we just see the boys going back and forth and back and forth. And then you might see like a really good defensive stop and then another really good defensive stop. But it's going to be back and forth on both sides of the ball. And there's going to be some home run plays to be had. Amari Cooper, the signing of Elijah Moore is huge, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Juan Thornhill as a safety for the Browns is huge, in my opinion. I think we're going to see progress out of JOK, Jock, in his, what is this? This will be his second year, right? Second or third year at linebacker. And I think in this defense, he should be able to eat. We're going to have a rotation of guys in the middle on both sides of, in the middle of Garrett and Zadarius Smith.
Yeah.
And Emerson, I really like what the rookie did last year. He showed a lot of improvement. The Bengals, we know what they got. They probably have the best wide receiver core. I say they have the best wide receiver core, like when it comes to three guys in the league. Joe Burrow could potentially be better than Pat Mahomes this year. I think Joey B really got that swag in him, and he's just that fucking good. Mixon is kind of underrated. So on this one, I'm waiting for Denzel Ward news because he locks up Jamar Chase, and that's a shout out to my buddy Anthony, who really drove that point home with me. But it's true. For some reason, we have the Bengals number, and we're at home, but the Browns do not do good at home for season openers and haven't won like a home opener in forever. So that's my little take there. That's going to be my longest one. I know we got to keep shit moving for you, my homie. But let's hear what you got to say. This is a good matchup.
It is. I actually do like what the Browns have been doing. I agree with you. I was gonna go and bet the plus 2.5 with the Browns, but you told me the Ward thing right before I bet it, and that is a big issue actually. If he's not 100%, I'd rather just not get the ticket. Maybe the over is the look. I still have the Browns circled for my contest. I'm gonna roll with it. I not too much thought into it. I've just been kind of a Cincy hater too. Burrow's good, but I think he's over. Like, he has amazing moments, but he's overhyped. He is. And until, I don't know. Like, yeah, people are going to say I'm crazy, but he's over, opinion. We'll see what happens, He's a likable dude. Like, he's super cool, but what is that? I don't know. I feel like he has moments where, and yeah, maybe he's still coming back from his injuries, But I still think he has moments he has to fully prove himself to take that leap. Long-winded to say, I'm going to roll with the Browns in this one and see how that goes.
All right. I'll give my official then as well. With or without Ward, I'm going to be there. We got the season opener, the home opener. I'm going to be up in like all the way up there in one of those rows. But you know what? Here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh. Come on.
Nick Chubb might have a fucking day.
Well,
200. Let's go.
He's going to be in passes more, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, I don't know why, we didn't do it more before, and I don't understand Stefanski's whole reasoning when we had Chubb and Hunt, that he wasn't using them together as much, And then towards the end of Hunt stay with us, they started doing that more.
Yeah, no, it was really bad at the end of last season. Hunt looked slow. I don't know if he wasn't healthy. And the play
I
calling,
think he
it
was
would get
hurt.
the goal line. Hunt would get the ball 3 straight times. He would like start galloping to the outside, get caught from behind. It would look like it was weird, dude. It was weird. It was
Yeah.
really,
But I
yeah.
still believe in Stefanski. I think this Browns team is being slept on by the majority of people. I don't think we're coming in last in the division like ESPN thinks. That's kind of crazy to me. I mean, the Steelers have a good team, but they're not what the Browns are, and it really is a make or break season for Deshaun and mostly Kevin Stefanski. But I will go with the Browns here just because of the question marks on Joey B. And I just feel like we've had their number, and so that hearing you on it kind of just sent me to the next level. So speaking of the next level, let's go to the 4:00 games. That is Eastern, which is the Packers versus the Bears. The Bears are a 1-point favorite. The Packers are, had to pack it in last year, like you said, after the Lions sent them home packing. And so they got a sour taste in their mouth. I like their young coach, but what do you do without Aaron Rodgers? What is Jordan Love going to prove? And Aaron took like pretty much all his guys. Watson, no, Watson's still over there, but Lazard, Cobb. Obviously, Cobb's going to go wherever Aaron goes at this point, which was a special moment, them walking off the field together. But that's last year. We're looking at the Packers versus Bears. Justin Fields, on the other hand, wow, what an electric season he had, especially for DFS and fantasy purposes. Can he withstand that? They traded in their first round pick for DJ Moore and gave Fields another weapon. So what do you think about this divisional matchup here? Week 1, Packers versus Bears.
Flip a coin here. I have Green Bay, but I have no idea. This game could be 17-10. This game could be 35-28. I have no idea. I really don't. Rodgers was hurt last year, so is a hurt Rodgers that much better than Love? I don't know. Rodgers did not look good. I do think he was banged up. I think he did try playing through it. I really don't have a big read on this game at all. It's going to be more telling and just watch him go.
What up, DJ? The Don Dada?
Who-Bangin? But this is a tough one.
Oh, we know what you like, Nasty Nate. Shout out to y'all.
The Patriots
Big
smashed
Ragu.
the Brits. The Patriots smashed the Brits 1776, baby. Never
Big
forget.
Ragu in the house. Packers D should be all right, yes. And they still got 2 really good running backs. AJ Dillon's no joke.
Yeah.
But Aaron Jones is no joke either. It's just how bought in are these guys into this after all this movement? You'll get to see what's really happening. But for my official pick, I'm going to go with the Bears. They're the home team. I believe in Fields. I think this game, like you're saying, either way could come down to like a last possession type thing. And so I'm going to go with the home team and Justin Fields' playmaking ability. And we have yet to see what Jordan Love can do, but I'm thinking he's going to throw a pick or 2. We have yet to see what Jordan Love can do, but I'm thinking he might throw a pick or 2.
Yeah, the Bears added a couple pieces on defense, and Ramon makes a great point Teams used to draft quarterbacks like the Packers did with Love and with Rodgers, and they sat there, they learned, and then they played. Now we have 4 rookie quarterbacks starting week 1, maybe 5 with Clayton Tune. We've got Stroud, or we got Carolina, Houston, the Colts, and maybe So maybe the notes have been good out of camp, and we will see. I think that their offense is actually very exciting. I really like what they're doing with Musgrave. He seems like he can run any play. They're running sweeps with him. They're getting creative, so we'll see.
I love it, Damon. I love it. Do you have official? Oh, you said coin flip, so you're not making an official on that. Okay, you did say you circled the Packers. All right, I'm on the Bears though. All right, there's one we're coin flipped on. So may the best man win, or no?
Yeah, it's gonna happen, man.
It's not the best.
Don't get me wrong, I might get spicy on some picks too, maybe.
Hell yeah,
gotta have fun with this market.
Raiders versus Broncos, and the Broncos are 3.5-point favorites. The Raiders are going to be a mile high without Derek Carr. The Broncos are coming in with Sean Payton. Hey, they brought Sean Payton out of retirement, and I believe he got like a max coaching contract.
Now he's Russell Wilson. Poor guy. Is that enough money? Is that enough money to deal with him? Dude, I saw a quote today, and I don't know if this is real, but it said Sean Payton was told Wilson he needs to, quote, stop kissing so many babies. He's not running for fucking office. And if that's a real quote, dude, that your coach is saying to your quarterback, he hates him. He fucking hates him. I mean,
what do you think about their backup?
The Broncos backup quarterback? They're not running a quarterback. He got so much money, dude. Exactly. He's going down with the ship, dude. This might be a weird take though. Drew Brees was short. Sean Payton was the head coach. Russell Wilson short. He might be able to, because he can't move like he used to. He's got a little thicker. Just put it nicely. He's not as mobile. He's like 35, 36. He's going to have to figure out how to stay in the pocket and make those throws over people or through lanes, and hopefully Peyton can help him with that. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, they still got Judy, Williams in the running back position. Javonte, do you believe in Javonte?
It's going to be tough. How will come back from an ACL as severe as his and other than Adrian Peterson? Usually it takes a second year. They come back and they contribute, but they wouldn't have signed P. Ryan if they thought he was super healthy. At the same time, I think they only kept 3 running backs on their roster, so I'm not sure. It could go both ways. You're going to see in the first couple weeks, because he had a full structural tear, so that one goes a long way. It's not the right, it's going left and right, So he might, it'll be interesting to see how they divvy it all up.
So to me here, I mean, the Raiders still have Devontae Adams, and their defense, I mean, let's not sleep on their defense. Crosby, I forget who he was standing next to, but it was Aaron Donald. Crosby, I seen a picture of Mason Crosby standing next to Aaron Donald. He made Aaron Donald look small, like small. You know what I'm saying? That dude is no joke, and he's got a motor just like a Nick Bosa or a TJ Watt. He's got that motor, and that's something to really like.
They got Marcus Peters.
He's
old, but he'll make a difference.
And older guys do make a difference too, behind the scenes in the locker rooms. It's not just on the field, and play calling and fucking being able to run the teams. I mean, that's not anything to be slept on too. Finish your thought, Damon.
I didn't see what happened though. Something happened with Chandler Jones and the training facility. I didn't see too much into it, so there could be drama with the Raiders already. I'm taking the Raiders in this game until the Broncos show me they don't suck. Russ is a cornball. I actually think Garoppolo can do okay. For betting purposes, this is a tough game, but I'm taking for the contest. I'll take Raiders just to squeak one out. Just seems like such a, I don't know. It just seems like let's just spot that the Broncos are a letdown. To me,
It does as well to me. And you know what?
I don't have like much stats to back that up. That's more just me.
And that's the beauty of a pick'em. You know, it's the beauty of a pick'em. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut. We're not talking about line movement here. We're not talking about none of that. I mean, we can talk about it, but in the end, your pick is solely based on who's going to win. And I'm joining you with the Raiders on that one. So far, I've got every game locked in other than the Chiefs and the Lions. But here we go to the next one. Eagles are -4 versus the Patriots. That line could be different, but Eagles -4 versus the Patriots. Obviously, we know what the Eagles did. They're coming off a Super Bowl run, didn't get the job done, and a really, really actually awesome one of the better Super Bowls we've seen in the last
Definitely.
for sure. Against a Bill Belichick team that has added some pieces and a defense that's always going to be up for the task. This could be a spot to where, betting-wise, another one where you might want to tease the Patriots. Not the Eagles, the Patriots. The Eagles did get a new DC and OC, I believe.
Their OC is the head coach of the Colts, and is their defensive coordinator the head coach in Arizona? I'm not sure where the defensive coordinator is.
And that's what happens when you go to Super Bowls. You basically lose a lot of guys. But, I mean, we talked about the Bengals wide receiving core. I mean, let's not sleep on the Eagles wide receiving core at all. And a lot of people think, that's 1A and 1B there when you're talking about who's catching passes for Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow. But here, to me, as a pick'em, I have to go with the Eagles. I think they're going to be ready. Even they might start a little slow. I don't know. But Jalen Hurts, he's a guy that keeps his eyes downfield, but can take off in an instant. And he was underrated in college, not that he wasn't great, but I felt like the other great guys that were right along with him were talked about way more. And I feel like he wears that chip on his shoulder, and I feel like he will until he's retired,
For sure.
And I think he's a true competitor, and he's a guy that's going to will his team to win. Their defense is still going to be stout. The Patriots defense is going to be stout. Like we said, Bill Belichick, I mean, he's always going to have his guys ready and up for the task. They're going to want to run, they'll run through a brick wall no matter what, even if they're 0-5 going into week 6 or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're never going to not think that they're the best team, and that's just the culture they have over there, and it's a beautiful thing. But for my pick'em purposes, I got to go fly, Eagles, fly. Rob McElhenney. We're not going to Wrexham, but we're going to keep it always sunny in Philly, even though it's in New England.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty close. There'll be plenty of Philly fans there.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys, Ramon, Ragu. Appreciate everyone for the support. It means a lot, you guys. Yeah, this game's an easy pick for me. I know it's super public, the -4. I've already hit the -4. Maybe I should look first half, but I don't see how the Eagles don't cover 4. Yeah, they're really loaded. I think they didn't lose anyone, and they maybe added someone on defense. I think that they're not going to have a bad Super Bowl problem of,
They had got a quarterback.
Yeah.
No, keep going.
You're good. No, I think I don't think they're gonna have too much of a problem with losing the Super Bowl. Like, I think that they'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
Eagles roll, I think. But like you said, Belichick. But we'll see. I mean, the Patriots were one Jacoby Myers throwing the ball backwards away from maybe being in the playoffs, right? Like that really changed their season. Like they weren't terrible. Mac Jones isn't awful. They did score.
That place is going to be rocking too.
It is. Yep. Well, yeah, Brady could come up with something. Or not Brady, Jesus. Belichick
and Mac Jones, baby. Mac Jones. Mm-hmm. Who? Mac Jones.
Don't act like you don't know the name, dude. Come on. Come on. Ain't nothing changed.
Yeah, it's fly, Eagles fly there. And
yeah. I wish I could poo-poo on the Eagles here, but I can't.
And I don't know. It's a tough game to bet with the spread there, too, for sure. But we're moving on to the next one. It's the Pick'ems, and we got a hell of a matchup here. The Dolphins versus the Chargers. And the Chargers are a 3-point favorite at home. This is another afternoon game. Dolphins, I believe Tua is fully healthy, ready to go. I think his boys, is Waddle a little banged up or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he should be good to go week 1, but when is he not banged up?
Yeah, fair enough. So, I mean, they got their speedsters. That defense has been kind of underrated before that they made all those moves on the offense. And when they traded Fitzpatrick to the Steelers, a lot of people were like, "Oh, they're giving up and shit," right? No, they actually took steps forward, and that helped them build right there. But the Chargers, you're gonna have a healthy Herbert, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Joey Bosa's ready to go. The boys are ready to go over there. Derwin James, does he still play for them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he's good, right?
He's everything. Dude, if he's healthy,
yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Like, but no, he was healthy last year for the most part, and he was there. Like,
it was the coaching.
Yes and no. I mean, the Herbert injury, the blow up in the playoffs. There were a lot of little things. They shoot themselves in the foot a lot, and it's easy to blame their head coach, blanking on his name right now. It's easy to blame him, though, when he goes for it on 4th down, but he sticks to philosophy, Well,
that's believing in his guys, and in the locker room, you want that.
Yeah.
Health is wealth in South Beach, yeah. No shit.
This one's tough.
Health is wealth everywhere, homie. Honest. Yeah, that's a tough one. To me, I'm a big Herbert fan. And this is a battle of the two quarterbacks coming out of the same draft class. Tua, obviously, doing really good with Alabama. And, I'm hoping Herbert does really good specifically for all my rookie cards I have of him.
Yeah, hey. We all got our reasons. But
I like him, though. And he's a gunslinger, man. Yeah. And when you play in that division that the Chargers playing, come on, man. We all know who the best quarterback in the league is right now. You got to live up to those standards, and you got to outgun him. And he's gone toe-to-toe with them, but just fell short. And those
For
are
sure.
fun matchups. And I think this is going to be a really fun matchup here. Like you said, though, this is, Chargers -3 at a neutral site. That's a even money play. Who you going with?
Sorry. Honestly, I got the Chargers in this one. I could see either way, flipping back and forth. I just at home, give me the Chargers. See how it goes.
That's kind of how I feel too. At home, give me the Chargers, and I believe Joey Bosa will be able to make disrupt to enough one good time. But there's also that Tyreek Hill effect too, where you throw up a hope and a prayer, but oh boy is sprinting past you with the do sign up.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Peace out.
I love it.
That man is a bad man.
Or
But-
just picking up a fumble from a pile and just running around everyone and gone before anyone knows what's going on, dude. It's like, what the hell just happened?
Give me Herbert and the Chargers here, though.
Yeah.
All right, we got 3 left. Next
All right,
is the Rams versus the Seahawks. Seahawks are a 5-point favorite. Gino over there, and Mr. Matty Stafford. So you got a battle of the OGs. Pete Carroll, McVay. I haven't really looked too much into this. I like what Seahawks did getting Charbonnet, even though they have Kenneth Walker, who's also nice, but I think Charbonnet could eventually be a real problem for the whatever defense he's playing. If he's getting the majority of the snaps, he can catch the ball. He's pretty fast and he's big as fuck. Yeah. I mean,
it's not fun to tackle.
Yeah, and then you got the addition of drafting Jackson Smith and Jigba on the other side of, or on the same side of DK. That's going to be a problem too for defenses. Mm-hmm. The Rams, they brought back their safety John Johnson, who did not impress me at all in Cleveland, and maybe that was just the Cleveland effect, and he's happy to be back home. The whole Aaron Donald situation, there's a lot of talks about him leaving, possibly being traded halfway through the season, this, that, the other. So there's a lot of bullshit going on there. I'm sure they have it wrapped up in-house, but the Rams and Stafford, they got Jefferson over there who's nice, Higbee. They got Von Miller, right? No, they had
Von Miller's on the Bills.
Yeah, Bills. They had Von Miller like 3 years ago.
When they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of any other notable fucking things.
Their defense is not very notable.
Other than Aaron Donald.
Honestly, they got a lot of no one anymore. This is an easy pick for me until the Rams, especially with the Cup news. Cup's not playing this game.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. Good call out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cooper
They could be going for the first pick too.
Cooper Kupp's dealing with a hamstring injury, and he went to go see a specialist in Minnesota because he messed it up early, and then he messed it up again in week 3 of the preseason. And so he's going to see a specialist to see what the hell's going on there. And that's not good for That's not good at all for the Rams. I mean, that's your guy. That's your security blanket on third downs. That's like the Chiefs losing Kelsey, but the Rams don't have Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I believe in Gino, and he resurged his career last year. And Pete Carroll, as much as I don't like him, he's a good coach.
Yeah.
And the guys play for him. They play for him.
Exactly.
And being at home is a real thing. Go ahead, my friend.
Sorry, dude, cutting you off, man.
No, you're good.
I'm just thinking of Pete out there slinging it, running. You see the clip of him, dude. That goes going back to what I was saying earlier, man, that goes such a long way, dude. These guys know a lot of stuff. They're grown men. Like, how can you? They want to have fun, bro. They're out there working their ass off. Like, Pete makes them smile for whatever reason with this goofy chomping on the gum, just walking down the lines, dude. His career and everything would think so different about him if he didn't throw the ball to Marshawn, or if he didn't throw it at the goal line, just gave it to Marshawn. You know, it's funny.
That's really true. Good point there.
I really do like the Seahawks this year. I think they added some pieces back on defense. I think that with the NFC, there's the two main teams being the Eagles and Niners. There's got to be some dark horse value, and Seahawks could be that other team. Like I said, Washington's a super long shot, but Seahawks at about 14, 15 to 1. They can do it in the NFC West. They've built their roster to compete with the Niners, and they're going to be more physical this season. This is an easy pick for me with Seattle. I mean, the Rams, just like Arizona, are going to be bad. Bad. They just have a better quarterback to do it with.
Yeah. I really agree with you there, too. It's
you got
the 12th man.
Yeah. Why force Cut to play if he's banged up? It just, especially when you're not.
They're not going to do that.
No, it just doesn't make sense.
And it seems like a sell type of season for them.
They have their first round pick.
Yeah, and they made their push with Stafford, and that turned out how it turned out. But that brings us to the Sunday nighter. Only two more games left.
Ramon, I love this year, actually. A second year, the Achilles. I think that, DFS-wise, prop-wise, I think Akers is just going to take all the touches. They didn't sign anyone else, really. Michelle retired. Higbee and him are just going to get dosed.
So is Akers a decent pass-catching back as well?
I think so.
Because I see them in situations like you're saying. I don't really believe in that defense. Just because they have Aaron Donald there doesn't mean too much to me. So are they going to be a team that's going to have to be coming back a lot? And Stafford likes to sling the ball. So is Akers going to be a guy that's going to catch a lot of passes? These are things we want to pay attention to.
24 too. Yeah.
All right, so we go to the Sunday nighter.
Let's see.
The Cowboys versus the Giants. The Cowboys are 2.5-point favorites, and this is one of my favorite plays personally.
He does not catch any passes.
He doesn't?
No, but that could change.
Yeah. It's like maybe traditionally, I don't know how he did in college, but Giants and Cowboys. Giants. Barkley looked great last year, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. He looked like he's back to Barkley. The Cowboys still got Dak. Still got CeeDee Lamb. They added another wide receiver. Their offensive line is still massive. They still got playmakers on defense. But for some reason, I just can't trust the fucking Cowboys. The Giants, on the other hand, 3.5 points. You're going to give me that at home? So on a neutral site that's 6.5, you're going to say the Cowboys are going to win by 7 to cash your ticket? Not here, mister. Not in my book. I'm going to fucking roll with the New York Giants. And that's going to be my pick-em pick. I'm taking the Giants. It's not my hatred for Dallas. It's not my hatred for Jerry Jones. It's not even a hatred. It's just dislike. I think it's all a bunch of bullshit. They always seem to have talent, but it doesn't seem to come together. The head coach over there, is it still McCarthy? Because if so, that's like fucking betting on Brian fucking Kelly. Sorry, DJ, because I know he was a Notre Dame for a while. But there's certain coaches that I just can't back. If you didn't back old boy with the Browns on the old 6 and Hugh Jackson, if you didn't believe in him, you did really good. Okay, let's just put it that way. But Daniel Jones, I believe in. He's a gunslinger, but he can use his legs. He's proved that. Like I said, healthy Saquon. I don't know much about their receiving core, but give me the fucking Giants. Solely on fuck the Cowboys. They shouldn't be 3.5 road favorites. They shouldn't be. This should be closer to a -1 like we've seen with the Packers and the Bears, in my opinion. Damon, spit that knowledge, my friend.
So I already bet this one with Giants 3.5 just based
Let's
on
go.
position. But this is the only reason, and the more I think about it, I just like the under. But the Cowboys defense is actually kind of loaded. They got Gilmore. It's all how they put it together. So I do like the under more, but I did bet the Giants based off 3.5, them being home division dogs. That's just something that 3 points at home division dog. It's just something that I bet generally. I'm not a big trend guy,
especially in that fucking division.
But I do have the Giants circled. I got the Giants on the pick'em contest just until the Cowboys. But I do see it being a slow, low scoring game. Personally, I don't see either team lighting it up.
Okay, so that's going to be an interesting Sunday nighter live spot. Me personally, I would like to see them come out and score, and then I'm going to hit that under for sure in a divisional game.
That's for sure.
You're going to see fucking, good drives that could stall out. Good drives that can stall out. And then you're looking at 3 points, chipping away 3 points. So I'll probably I'm going to look into that, but I'm going to write that one down too. Yeah. Giants.
So week 1 is so tough. You can have a prediction and a lean, and it could be completely the other way. So,
well, I love the Giants with the points. That's for sure. No, definitely. And that's a great teaser spot too.
It is.
That game's going to stay within. Come on.
There are some good teasers this week. I'm not a teaser better, but there are some good ones this week.
For sure.
Yeah, don't see the Giants losing by more than 9.5. Teasing them up 6.
I think that game could come down to the very end too, and maybe we're talking like it's a 17-20 game.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. And then it comes down to that last, who scores. And then it could be 24-20. Oh.
That would be fine for my under. 45.5. That'd work.
It could be many different ways. But to keep things rolling, we got the Monday nighter, last but not least. The Woo-hoo. Bills are -2.5 versus the Jets at, what is that? MetLife Stadium over there?
Us West Coast guys. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is.
But the Buffalo Bills are one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Jets have all sorts of hype around them with Aaron Rodgers, Hard Knocks, all that shit. With the Hard Knocks, too, I feel like you're going to get a lot of, public bullshit coming in, too. Mm-hmm. And people eager to bet, it's Monday night. They might have lost their ass on Sunday or even Sunday night, that Cowboys game. Mm-hmm. Watch that Cowboys line gets hammered.
There's no way.
And then we might even be able to get the Giants at a better number.
Oh, no, I think it goes the other way. I can be wrong. I don't see. But what's weird is that number is saying the books want you to take the Giants, which is scary.
Right.
That's what worries me, but I can't look too much into that. I'm just saying 3.5, and I'm hoping people are just hyped on the Cowboys. I don't know if that's a trap because the book is literally saying take the Giants. So that means they want the money on the Giants, and that's always a scary thing.
I'm hoping for early scoring and a live betting under situation, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, so the Bills are the 2.5-point favorites. Obviously, Josh Allen, he's a stud. Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen. That's gonna be a lot of fun to see 2 times a year, right?
Oh yeah, dude, I can't wait.
You
I can't
know,
wait.
and they started off at home. The Jets fans are gonna be rowdy on a Monday night. All eyes on both teams. The Jets obviously added Dalvin Cook. Garrett Wilson was the rookie of the year, right?
Offensive. They had both offensive and defensive.
Yeah, and you got big old Quinnen Williams in the middle. C.J. Mosley at linebacker. They're looking pretty stout on both sides of the ball. Although their offensive line looks like they need a little work, but the magic of Aaron Rodgers can overcome some mistakes of the offensive line. Not all of them. Now, the Bills, on the other hand, they have a very intriguing draft pick that I snagged up late in a fantasy draft, in Dalton Kincaid. This kid could be potentially, playing in the slot, playing, obviously playing the tight end position. And I think he could possibly get 60 receptions. I mean, is that out of line to say? You got James Cook coming off a decent rookie performance towards the end of the season when he was getting the rock on a consistent basis. 2 solid coaches going up in a divisional matchup on a Monday night. What do you think, Damon?
So Bills are my pick to win the Super Bowl. But that doesn't refer to this game. I'm just saying that's how much I believe in the Bills. I think Josh Allen can put it. Yeah, this is a tough one because both of these teams are really good. Tre'Davious White is finally getting healthy. Back to your Kincaid thing. Sorry, the Bills last year did not ever run 2 tight end sets, and in the preseason they were running 2 tight end sets a lot. So I think you're going to see both tight ends on the field. I think he will be used in a more Kelsey type role, and the type of role where he will be running routes, and they're going to be using him in the slot and maybe even in the backfield a tiny bit. Rookie tight ends and tight ends in general are so hard to predict. That's why I always tell people just take Kelsey. If he gets hurt, you can overcome it. If say a McCaffrey gets hurt, you can't overcome it in fantasy. If Kelsey goes down, okay, you don't have an elite tight end. Nobody has Kelsey anymore, and you try and overcome, Tight end is tough, but these rookies are exciting, and Kincaid can put up, he's got the right quarterback throwing to him. He can definitely put up numbers. There are catches there to be had. He is exciting.
Yeah, this could be one of those games, too, that come down to the wire, and you're looking at who has the ball last.
I think
whether
really
it's, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a shootout, but you got the, you got the boys going back and forth on both sides of the ball, and it's going to be a really fun one to watch. Along with Cowboys, Giants, that's going to be one I'm really excited to watch. And Eagles, Patriots, Dolphins, Chargers.
It's going to be a fun week 1.
Raiders, Broncos, Packers, Bears, Bengals, Browns.
If they had to give us Ravens, Texans, dude, ugh.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Razor Sharp X. It's birthday. Happy birthday, Razor.
I
think it's today, right? Happy birthday.
Let's go. Razor's in the house. What up? My motherfucking man. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Much
thanks for
love.
coming through, bro.
Happy birthday. You know what? I don't have any liquor on me, but as Razor says, shout out to Razor Sharp Picks, man of the people. Much love, family man. Happy birthday, my friend. I hope we get to fucking do this again and 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 again. Cheers to you. Yeah. Let's go.
I'm going Bills in this one as you drink. I didn't get my pick, just throwing it in there. But
Bills.
Yeah, that's. I do even with good defenses, I do think it'll be higher scoring, but I also think a defense is going to step up. Oh shit!
All right. Well, that wraps up the Pick'em show. I'm going to run through what I picked. The only one that I did not pick yet, which for show purposes, I'll make a pick right now. It's on the Chiefs and Lions. I'll do that last. But I got the Jaguars. I got the Jaguars over the Colts. The Vikings over the Bucks. Titans over the Saints. Niners over the Steelers. Commanders over the Cardinals. Ravens over the Texans. Browns over the Bengals. Bears over the Packers. Raiders over the Broncos. Eagles over the Pats. Chargers over the Dolphins. Seahawks over the Rams. Giants over the Cowboys. And Bills over the Jets. And for the Thursday nighter, I'm going with the Chiefs and Patty Mahomes. He hasn't lost to them, to an AFC opponent or NFC opponent ever at home. 9-0. So that's my picks. Damon, break it down for him.
So I'm with you on everything. You know, there's only two games we're different on, and that's the Detroit Chiefs game. I think Detroit needs a hot start more than KC. You know, KC can afford a loss. They're like the Dodgers of baseball. They know they're going to be in the postseason. They can kind of cruise a little bit, where I think the Lions there's going to be a little more urgent. And then Green Bay, that one can go either way. You know, I think it's going to be a fun week, man. Thank you for having me on here. You know, I had a good time. Can't wait to recap these next week, see how I went like 1-13. Be like, damn, I thought I knew what I was talking about. It'd be great, dude.
Oh, yes. Next week's going to be great to recap, break it down like a pound, and we'll be coming back. If you feel like we need more of a brisk pace or whatever, chat or whatever, let's go. Oh, yeah, you got Razor.
Yeah, tell him, Razor.
And yes, tune in tomorrow night at Who-Bangin for my guy Damon's show with the Hebrew Hammer doing the deep stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, but it'll be more, you know, player-based looking at stuff. So if you have any questions about props, injuries, season-long fantasy, DFS, you know, it'll be more of a player-based focus. You know, everyone's, you know, there's a lot of shows out there that do lines and everyone tells you sleepers and stuff, but we're actually going to try and dive into why you want to use these players or avoid certain players.
Hell yeah, buddy. Well, that wraps up week one's Pick'em show, and we're all locked in. I hope everyone joins. Go follow me and Damon at on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And if you want in on the contest over at Who-Bangin, it's a free contest. We'll be giving out swag. It'll be a lot of fun. You get bragging rights. We're going to come up with some more stuff for y'all. Next week's show will be a little more showy. All right. But this is more just hanging out, breaking it down like a pound with the homie Damon. We finally got to get on screen together. And guess what? I think there's a good vibe going on here. What do you think?
Oh, I enjoyed it, dude. We can only go up from here, man. For the first time being on camera together, you know, it's a good time, dude. You know, it's just two homies chatting, talking bullshit. And, it's what better time of year is there? We're about to have the first Thursday. It's going to be good. We're going to be sitting there on Thursday, just like start the game. Like,
good time, speaking of Thursday, if you got time, we'll be live sweating and betting on Thursday with DJ Big Boss, the homie LJ from H-Town, and OG Wham Bam. All right, along with other special guests, we got some stuff cooking up for you.
I'll be in the chat.
The Thursday night fucking crew is going to be a little different than tonight. So we about to end this, and we're going to go over to the live sweat. You already know what it is. It's Tuesday, baby. Tune in to the live sweat every Tuesday, Thursday, and the NFL Pick'em show every Tuesday before the live sweat. Much love, fam. Appreciate y'all. Can't wait to kick it again and see how we all ended up. Hopefully y'all tune in for or join in the contest, and we'll go from there. Until then, hope everyone has a blessed week. Stay motherfucking safe. Stay blessed. Bless them. Don't stress them. Life ain't easy, but guess what? Hanging out with us, it is. Let's go. Much love, Damon.
Later, brother.
Much love, chat.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can